Welcome to the Positively You podcast. I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I'm passionate about helping you shift the way you think so you can create a life you're absolutely obsessed with. Each week, I'll be bringing you a guest or a thought that's going to help you feel more optimistic and equipped to take real action. Get ready to push past limiting beliefs, ditch that negativity, and start showing up as the best and most positive version of you. Girl, let's do this. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Positively You podcast. And I'm super excited that you're tuning in today because today's topic is a lot of fun. It's actually about fun. And about play and silliness and taking yourself a little less seriously and why I think that we should do that more. So let's talk about why we should have more fun. Number one, we're not having enough fun. Would you agree? Raise your hand if you're an adult and you think I'm not having as much fun as I used to, or what is fun, or when was the last time I laughed really loud or really hard, or the last time I did something just playful and silly. Think on that for a second, because I'm willing to bet that a lot of us have fallen into the routine and the autopilot and the stresses of adulting. Like there's so much going on that it can be really easy to just feel the weight of all of those responsibilities. And it's hard if we haven't made having fun a priority or playfulness a priority. And I've kind of been thinking about this for the last little while, mainly since I was on vacation. And it's easier to have fun on vacation, but we were really, really playful on vacation. I don't know if you saw any of our stories or any of my reels from that vacation, but at some point we were just running on the beach and doing ridiculous things. We had a really good time dancing and just not caring what people thought, because I can assure you that we are not like class A dancers. And we were even practicing like silly dirty dancing, like the dirty dancing lift on the beach, and just making complete fools of ourselves. And at one point there was really no one around us. And then at another point, there was a bunch of people in the ocean and around us and watching, and we just didn't care. We were just having fun and being able to like play and be silly and kind of act like kids, because that's what we would do as kids, right? You would just try things and dance around and be silly and not care. And it was really life-giving for me to kind of shift into that mode. And I remember thinking, I want to not just have this be vacation me, right? Like I was like, vacation Jessie's a lot of fun, but how can I bring that version of me into my daily life? Because I don't want to live a life that I feel like I need to escape from all the time. I really want to build all of that into the life that I'm living. And yes, obviously escaping and having fun vacations and getting away from it all is a part of that as well. But I really was like, what aspects and what like qualities can I take from this and infuse more into my regular day to day? And being playful and having more fun is something that I really wanted to do. So number one, there's huge benefits to this. It's not just like for all of like the fluff and the fun and the laughter. Having more fun and more play in your life is really good for stress relief, for improving your mental health. It's actually really good for helping you be a better problem solver, for your creativity, whether that's like crafty creativity like we think of, or in creativity with like problem solving and moving through the things that we do have to do as an adult. Like play is actually going to help us be a better adult, believe it or not. And I've seen this firsthand, but the research shows this as well. It will strengthen your relationships and other social connections, right? Whenever you've gone out with friends or you have a really good date night and you have a lot of fun, those things strengthen those relationships, whether that's with a spouse, whether that's with friends, whether that's with your kids. Anytime you're laughing, being silly, having fun, playing more, those things are strengthening all of your relationships. So it's not only just like, hey, I feel really good when I'm having more fun and laughing around and not taking myself so seriously, but it's actually a huge benefit to your life. So I think it's actually really important to infuse more fun into your day. And there's a lot of power in not taking yourself so seriously. One of the biggest things, and I've found this kind of surprising as I've been putting this into practice with myself a little bit, is how much it has taken away my anxiety and my self-judgment because I'm not caring. Like I'm just leaning in and being like, well, I'm having fun, so who cares? Kind of thing. Where on the days when I'm down in my basement and I have my music on and I'm just dancing like an idiot down in my gym in between my sets or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if someone were to walk down right now, they'd be like, this girl, like this lady, she's ridiculous. But A, nobody's there, number one. And even if they were, who cares? Because I'm having a really good time. So as it's helped like that like anxiety and my like self-judgment kind of come down, it's given me a higher level of compassion for myself, but also a higher level of compassion for other people, which has been a really interesting finding that I found because I kind of understand like the self-compassion, but it's been interesting to be like, oh, as I'm taking myself less seriously, I'm also taking other people less seriously in like a judgmental kind of way. So it's been kind of interesting to see like the different things that are coming into play and the things that I'm learning as I'm adding in fun and adding in being silly more. So the question you might be asking then is how do I go about embracing this child within, embracing this more fun and playfulness, especially if I feel like I'm too busy, I don't have time, or it's been a really long time and I don't even think I could like shift into that. I'm too self-conscious about it. Think of just like simple things like blasting your music maybe a little bit louder, right? One of my favorite things to do is rolling down my windows or opening my sunroof and blasting my music that I like to listen to when I was a teenager. Takes me right back and it's just kind of fun. Or thinking about the hobbies that you enjoyed as a kid and kind of introducing those again. So this is kind of funny, but the other day when I got done with my workout, I went out into my backyard. I had been in the sauna and then I went out there to kind of feel the cool air and have that contrast. And I was out there and I still had my headphones in. I was listening to my music. And all of a sudden I was like, I really want to do a handstand. And I used to tumble and cheer as a kid and I loved it. And I haven't done anything like that in a long time. And I'd probably really hurt myself if I tried to really do something. But I was like, oh, I want to do a handstand. So I sat in my backyard and I did a handstand and a handstand and a handstand over and over again. And I was having so much fun. And eventually I did a couple cartwheels in my backyard through like the leaves and all this stuff. And it was so fun. Like I was laughing and I was just having so much fun. And I guarantee if my neighbors drove by, they'd be like, that's weird. Why is she in her backyard doing really awful looking cartwheels? But again, who cares? Because it was really fun. And it made a difference in my day. I was like so excited I just like had this excitement about me. And it kind of was that same excitement that I felt when I was on vacation, just these things where I was like, yes, I'm embracing it. I'm grabbing onto it. So whatever silly thing it is, like think about the things you like to do as a kid. One of the things I'm loving doing lately is also coloring. And that might not seem like playful or silly or whatever, but that's been really fun to me. And just introducing these little passions back into your life. If you used to play an instrument or if you used to sing or if you used to write stories, whatever it is, just give yourself permission to be a little bit more carefree. I fall into that trap all the time where if I've got a second, like I need to be productive. So if I'm doing the dishes, like I need to also be either editing a podcast or listening to a book or something where I'm multitasking and being productive, but I'm starting to give myself a little bit more permission to be carefree and to just play. So that is kind of the tip I want to leave you with today. Just the thought I want to drop into your head and let that ruminate there for a minute and you guys can think on that. And I want to know if that feels like something you're interested in putting into your life, or if you're really good at play. There are friends out there, people out there who are actually really good at play. And I want to hear from you if that's you, or if you're wanting to introduce something in and thinking like, oh, how can I do this? Or if you're just curious to kind of chat with me more and work through this, let's talk. Come over to Instagram and send me a DM and we'll get going there. But I love this idea of having more fun and having more play. Life is so serious. We're so stressed all the time. We've got a lot going on. As moms, we're the managers of not only the schedules and the meal plans, but everyone's emotions and just this like whole mental load of everything. And so adding in play isn't meant to be this other thing like, hope here's another thing to do. But it's just even dropping in this idea where you can even just start to consider like, what if I was more playful today? Or how could I be more playful today? And if it feels weird to be playful, just like by yourself, like, can you just laugh more with your kids? Or can you plan a really fun date night this weekend with a spouse? Or or getting out with friends, right? It doesn't have to be doing cartwheels in your backyard if you're not to that level yet, but introducing some type of fun and playfulness into your life, because why so serious, right? Let's be less serious. Let's have more fun. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week or next episode. See you when I see you. Thank you for hanging out with me again today. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you want to take a quick second to share this episode with someone you think would love it too, that would be amazing. If you're loving the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. Reviews are like magic for podcasts, and your review will help get this show into the ears of more amazing women just like you. And come find me over on Instagram. I'm there at positively.jessie, and I cannot wait to hang out with you some more. So until next time, have an amazing week.